Good morning. I forgot to record this video yesterday. I forget things all the time, so this is normal. So I'm getting it now, or I'm getting to it now, and I'm unmakeuped, and I'm getting through my first cup of coffee still. So, anyways, today's video talks about metabolism. I want to kind of dive into that because, so basically, I think the caption or the thing was like, if you've been in a deficit for months, then it's no longer a deficit. So I want to elaborate on that. So what that means, our body is incredibly smart. It's brilliant. The way we were created, we were designed to survive famine. So the body adapts when there's not enough food. So, for all of us that are in this challenge probably are not in a famine, right? We know where our next meal is coming from. So although that's beautiful that we can adapt and survive in times of like little to no food, most of us aren't facing that right now, right? If anything, it's an overabundance. Like we just have food at our fingertips, right? The food noise is out there, right? There's a commercial, there's, a TV commercial, there's, ads on phones, there's radio commercials. There's just always food around. There's restaurants and drive-throughs and, at every corner. And then we've got processed food and, hyper palatable foods, which I'll talk about in another video. But the food is just like everywhere, right? And so we are overfed and underfueled. So we are actually, okay, now I'm going into other stuff. We'll talk about that later. So anyways, so we are actually, we have way too much food at our fingertips. So a lot of times people pull back, right? We go into a deficit, we think less is better. But then when we chronically diet, if say someone's like up here at like 2,000 calories, they want to lose weight and they drop down to like 1,800 calories. Well, the body adapts and this is no longer a deficit. So in order to see any sort of weight or fat loss, we have to drop down. So they drop down to 1,600 calories. And that works for a while until it doesn't, because the body adapts. The body keeps adapting. So whether that's muscle waste, or it's like your body slowly stops moving as much, like you don't even realize it. Like maybe you're a really fidgety person, and then you're like, I don't actually fidget anymore. Like that's your body down regulating the amount of calories that it burns. So this happens over time, right? So what used to be a deficit is no longer a deficit. And this is why a lot of people come to me and they're like, I barely eat anything and I'm just not losing any fat. So what this adaptation, it's called metabolic adaptation. Your metabolism has adapted. The way out of this is you can totally dig your way out of it, but it's interesting because you have to eat more to dig your way out of it. So this is how we prime people for fat loss, is when we get them back to maintenance, get them back to a healthy amount of calories. Because if you're eating, honestly, everybody should probably be, and depending, like little people, you can probably sustainably eat like 1,400 calories, but the rest of us, we should be well over that. So reverse dieting and getting there, so just like a diet, you kind of like take calories slowly down. A reverse diet is the exact opposite, where you take calories slowly up. And that's how we get to maintenance or to a surplus if you want to grow a little bit. But that's what has to happen. So if you're watching this and you're barely eating anything and you cannot lose any, we want to lose body fat, we don't want to lose body weight. I'll talk about that in another video as well. But if you can't lose any sort of weight or fat, then you have to go into a reverse. You have to. There's no other option, because if we think we're in a deficit, but we're just not anymore. So it's hard when somebody's like, I want to lose weight, and I have to have the conversation that, okay, I hear you, I understand, but you can't right now because your metabolism is so non-functioning and kind of broken that we have to repair that and we have to eat more. And so to have someone hear that wants to lose weight, it's scary. And I understand that. But it's also necessary, because someone's health is always going to be my priority. I could starve anyone into looking smaller, being smaller, but that is not my goal. So if that's what somebody wants, I'm not the person to work with. So, but yeah, health is always a priority, and sometimes we have to go up before we go down, and that's okay. But if you're feeling better, sleeping better, recovering better, performing better, you're not snappy with your family and friends, If you're functioning well, you know, if you wake up and you're hungry and you're needing fuel throughout the day, like those are the signs that your body is happy and healthy and everything's going right. So if you're on the other end of that, and all the reverse or the inverse of all of those things I just said, if that's what's happening, then, you know, reach out and we need to probably take you up in calories. The point of a reverse though is to to do it so slow that there is little to no weight gain over time. So yeah, but I mean, one of the coaches I work with, he said he had to take someone through a painstakingly long, like 18-month reverse. After that 18-month reverse, she did put on 10 pounds, but within like 6 months, she lost the 10 pounds and she was 2 pounds off of her goal weight. So that's pretty amazing. Had she never gone through that reverse, she would have never been able to lose that weight because she would have been stuck at like, you know, 1,200 calories, beating her head against a wall, you know, trying to lose weight and not getting anywhere. Okay. This is 6 minutes of talking. It's way too long. I need to finish my coffee. I will see you guys in the next video and in the chat. All right. Have a good day.